Jean-Marie Leclair Elaine, also known as Jean-Marie Leclair the Elder, the 10th of May 1697, the 22nd of October 1764, was a Baroque violinist and composer. He is considered to have founded the French violin school. His brothers Jean-Marie Leclair the Younger, 1703–77, Pierre Leclair, 1709–84, and Jean-Benoît Leclair, 1714 after 1759, were also musicians. Biography: Leclair was born in Lyon, but left to study dance and the violin in Turin. In 1716, he married Marie-Rose Castagny, a dancer, who died about 1728. Leclair had returned to Paris in 1723, where he played at the Concert Spirituel, the main semi-public music series. His works included several sonatas for flute and basso continuo. In 1730, Leclair married for the second time. His new wife was the engraver Louise Roussel, who prepared for printing all his works from Opus 2 onward. Named Ordinaire de la Musique by Louis XV in 1733, Leclair resigned in 1737 after a clash with Guidon over control of the Musique du Roi. Leclair was then engaged by the Princess of Orange, a fine harpsichordist and former student of Handel, and from 1738 until 1743, served 3 months annually at her court in Leeuwarden, working in The Hague as a private maestro di cappella for the remainder of the year. He returned to Paris in 1743. His only opera Scylla at Glaucus was first performed in 1746 and has been revived in modern times. From 1740 until his death in Paris, he served the Duke of Gramont, in whose private theatre at Puteaux were staged works to which Leclair is known to have contributed. They included, in particular, a lengthy divertissement for the comedy Les Dangers des Épreuves, 1749, and one completed entrée, a Paulin Climene, for the opera ballet by various authors, Les Amusements Lyriques, 1750. Leclair was renowned as a violinist and as a composer. He successfully drew upon all of Europe's national styles. Many suites, sonatas, and concertos survive along with his opera, while some vocal works, ballets, and other stage music are lost. Murder in 1758. After the breakup of his second marriage, Leclair purchased a small house in a dangerous Parisian neighborhood in the northern part of Les Marais near the Old Temple, where he was found stabbed to death on October 23, 1764. Although the murder remains a mystery, there is a possibility that his ex-wife may have been behind it, her motive being financial gain, although the strongest suspicion rests on his nephew, Guillaume François Viau. See also List of unsolved murders. List of works: Opus 1 No. 1, Violin Sonata in A minor, Opus 1 No. 2, Violin Sonata in C major, Opus 1 No. 3, Violin Sonata in B flat major, Opus 1 No. 4, Violin Sonata in D major, Opus 1 No. 5, Violin Sonata in G major, Opus 1 No. 6, Violin Sonata in E minor, Opus 1 No. 7, Violin Sonata in F major, Opus 1 No. 8, Violin Sonata in G major, Opus 1 No. 9, Violin Sonata in A major, Opus 1 No. 10, Violin Sonata in D major, Opus 1 No. 11, Violin Sonata in B flat major, Opus 1 No. 12, Violin Sonata in B minor, Opus 2 No. 1, Violin Sonata in E minor, Opus 2 No. 2, Violin Sonata in F major, Opus 2 No. 3, Violin Sonata in C major, Opus 2 No. 4, Violin Sonata in A major, Opus 2 No. 5, Violin Sonata in G major, Opus 2 No. 6, Violin Sonata in D major, Opus 2 No. 7, Violin Sonata in B flat major, Opus 2 No. 8, Violin Sonata in D major, Opus 2 No. 9, Violin Sonata in E major, Opus 2 No. 10, Violin Sonata in C minor, Opus 2 No. 11, Violin Sonata in B minor, Opus 2 No. 12, Violin Sonata in G minor, Opus 3 No. 1, Sonata for 2 violins in G major, Opus 3 No. 2, Sonata for 2 violins in A major, Opus 3 No. 3, Sonata for 2 violins in C major, Opus 3 No. 4, Sonata for 2 violins in F major, Opus 3 No. 5, Sonata for 2 violins in E minor, Opus 3 No. 6, Sonata for two violins in D major Opus 4 number 1. Trio for two violins in continuo in D minor Opus 4 number 2. Trio for two violins in continuo in B flat major Opus 4 number 3. Trio for two violins in continuo in D minor Opus 4 number 4. Trio for two violins in continuo in F major Opus 4 number 5. Trio for two violins in continuo in G minor Opus 4 number 6. Trio for two violins in continuo in A major Opus 5 number 1. Violin Sonata in A major Opus 5 number 2. Violin Sonata in F major Opus 5 number 3. Violin Sonata in A minor Opus 5 number 4. Violin Sonata in B flat major Opus 5 number 5. Violin Sonata in B minor Opus 5 number 6. Violin Sonata in C minor Opus 5 number 7. Violin Sonata in A minor Opus 5 number 8. Violin Sonata in D major Opus 5 number 9. Violin Sonata in E major Opus 5 number 10. Violin Sonata in C major Opus 5 number 11. Violin Sonata in G minor Opus 5 number 12. Violin Sonata in G major Opus 6. Requiem de Musique in D major Opus 7 number 1. Violin Concerto in D minor, 1737 homotonal, with all movements in D minor Opus 7 number 2. Violin Concerto in D major Opus 7 number 3. Violin Concerto in C major Opus 7 number 4. Violin Concerto in F major Opus 7 number 5. Violin Concerto in A minor Opus 7 number 6. Violin Concerto in A major Opus 8. Requiem de Musique in G minor Opus 9 number 1. Violin Sonata in A major Opus 9 number 2. Violin Sonata in E minor Opus 9 number 3. Violin Sonata in D major Opus 9 number 4. Violin Sonata in A major Opus 9 number 5. Violin Sonata in A minor Opus 9 number 6. Violin Sonata in D major Opus 9 number 7. Violin Sonata in G major Opus 9 number 8. Violin Sonata in C major Opus 9 number 9. Violin Sonata in E flat major Opus 9 number 10. Violin Sonata in F sharp minor Opus 9 number 11. Violin Sonata in G minor Opus 9 number 12. Violin Sonata in G major Opus 10 number 1. Violin Concerto in B flat major Opus 10 number 2. Violin Concerto in A major Opus 10 number 3. Violin Concerto in D major Opus 10 number 4. Violin Concerto in F major Opus 10 number 5. Violin Concerto in E minor Opus 10 number 6. Violin Concerto in G minor Opus 11. Scylla et Glaucus, Tragedie en musique with prologue and 5 acts, opera, F.P. 1746 Opus 12 number 1. Sonata for two violins in B minor Opus 12 number 2. Sonata for two violins in E major Opus 12 number 3. Sonata for two violins in D major Opus 12 number 4. Sonata for two violins in A major Opus 12 number 5. Sonata for two violins in G minor Opus 12 number 6. Sonata for two violins in B flat major Divertissement pour les dangers des épreuves, a one-act comedy given at the Duke of Grammont's Theatre at Puteaux on the 19th of June 1749. Lost Apollon et Clymene, second entrée of Les Amusements Lyriques, given at the Duke of Grammont's Theatre at Puteaux. In February 1750 lost incidental airs and dances for various theatrical productions. 1751-1764 lost Opus 13 number 1. Ouverture for two violins in continuo in G major Opus 13 number 2. Trio for two violins in continuo in D major Opus 13 number 3. Ouverture for two violins in continuo in D major Opus 13 number 4. Trio for two violins in continuo in B minor Opus 13 number 5. Ouverture for two violins in continuo in A major Opus 13 number 6. Trio for two violins in continuo in G minor Opus 14. Trio for two violins in continuo in A major Opus 15. Violin Sonata in F major. References, Notes, Bibliography. Pugin, Arthur, Les Violons, Les Violonistes et la musique de violon du XVIIIC, Paris, Fischbacher, 1924, accessible online at Gallica B&F. Sadler, Graham, Leclair, Jean-Marie, Insedi, Stanley, ed. The New Grove Dictionary of Opera, New York, Grove, Oxford University Press, 1997, 2, Pages 11, 18, 11, 19, ISBN 978-0-19522186-2. External links. Free scores by Jean-Marie Leclair at the International Music Score Library Project, IMSLP.